up. I was trying to,
Oh, okay.
we're ready.
Okay, ready? Calling to order the Board of Zoning Appeals meeting on February 20th, 2018. Roll call, please.
Coulson.
Present.
Deasy.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
Palmer.
Here.
Pollica. Shapiro.
Here.
Steidemann.
Here.
Williamson.
Here.
Porter.
So we have two that are absent, which is Porter and Pollica. They excused?
Yes, both let me know that they'd be absent.
We don't have an agenda, so I think the next order of business is to elect our board.
Yes.
It'll be the chairperson, co-chairperson, and also designate some people to the board, right?
Right. And I can provide a quick update on that. So, Chair Porter, he's had some health issues, I think, over time, and he's had enough right now that he still very interested in participating as perhaps an alternate in the future, but he did have to step down, couldn't attend tonight. He's hoping to get some positive feedback from some medical tests he's having run, hopefully, and then follow up with us in a couple of weeks. But he did feel like he couldn't continue to give it his 100% as chair, so he did ask to step down. That would allow for board member Coulson to be switched from an alternate to a regular member of the agenda, or regular member of the board, and that would be finalized officially on Monday by City Council. So we do have an opening as chair. Commissioner Williamson did express some interest in potentially filling that role. He can't elect himself, but if anyone wants to make a motion for that matter, that would be kind of the next step. And then, of course, go ahead.
Am I allowed to make a motion as the chairperson tonight?
I don't think you are as chair, so it would have to be anyone
Right.
but.
Just wanted to make sure.
I'll make a motion that we elect Board Member Williamson as the chair.
I'll second.
Okay. Should we just do all in favor? Aye.
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any not in favor?
Sure, you don't want to do a roll call vote, Judy?
Is that what we have
Just to be
do?
absolutely sure.
Well, that's why I am. Roll call vote.
That was the toughest decision all year.
Oh, you were serious?
All right, well, that's what Ian said.
Oh,
He's the
just
chair.
joking. You're the chair tonight, Judy.
Oh, that's right. But Ian, what can I say?
And that,
Yeah, I think officially we have to.
Okay, hold on. I gotta change things over here. Let's see. I have to get the vote in first now because I did it in a different way. I tell you. There we go.
I guess I could have asked before I made the motion if anybody else had expressed interest or if he was.
No, second is fine.
okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I should have suggested that.
Was he the only one that
Yes.
expressed interest? Okay. Sorry.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Well, let's not start there. Moore.
Yes.
Palmer.
Yes.
Shapiro.
Yes.
Steidemann.
Yes.
Williamson.
Yes.
Coulson.
Yes.
Deasy.
Yes.
And then, since we haven't had an election since I had started this position, also re-electing Vice Chair Judy Palmer, if she is still interested.
Yes. I don't think I have a choice, but go ahead. Fine. Somebody has to make a motion, guys.
I'd like to make a motion to re-elect Commissioner Palmer as co-chair, vice chair. Sorry, I don't.
Yeah. Co-chair first.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Coulson.
Yes.
Deasy.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Palmer.
Yes.
Shapiro.
Yes.
Steidemann.
Yes.
And Williamson.
Yes.
They're so agreeable.
As far as adding board members, because Bob has asked to kind of step away and be an alternate, and Austin, you agreed to come on, it's just a formality for the council to say, that's it.
Right, yeah, we have it on the consent agenda for Monday.
So we're pretty good on that. As far as anything else, is there any new business, old business that we need to address?
Only new business, I guess, would be that the Planning Commission and City Council did approve the accessory structure side yard setback that would be 3 feet if fire-rated construction is present, so that aligns with the Michigan Residential Code, so because
If
of...
anybody doesn't know, it was 5 feet before.
Right. So we've kind of let some of the past applicants who were denied variances about that. So haven't heard back from any of them. Hopefully that allows them to do what they had originally planned on doing.
So that we've been hit a lot, since a lot of new people here. We've been hit a lot for garages more than anything else, or additions where the setbacks were 5 feet and we had to say no. So now with the fire retardant, we can do it at 3 feet, which makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
It started off as 3 feet, and
Yeah.
then it got changed to 5 feet for about, I don't know, the last 10 years
Okay.
or something, and then, so now it makes sense.
Yeah.
But even when we had an addition onto a house years ago, and I never say this right, I think it's called cantilever, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Cantilevered over, they had to have the fire retardant because it was closer to the lot line. However, that was the first time we ever had to do that, so that was a long time ago.
So hopefully that helps with people trying to make additions and stay in Ferndale and add onto their properties. So that was all the new business I had.
Justin, could you quickly fill people in on the proposal that the setback ordinance be amended so that vertical additions to a property can stay within the footprint of the original property, even if they're outside of the current setback
Yes.
requirements?
Yeah, thank you for that reminder. So
Sure.
we've kind of been just hitting up the Planning Commission with a number of small ordinance updates, and that was one of those being that directly related to a case I think we had at the end of last year where the gentleman spoke at length about adding on to his existing, the footprint of his structure. His only hardship that he cited was, I think, financial, and other properties around him were closer than the required 5-foot setback. So very similar to the accessory ordinance update that we did for the side yard. This would allow folks to build on top of their existing footprints, and if they are located closer than 5 feet on the side yard setback, they could encroach upon that side yard setback on the existing footprint with fire rated construction. So that would potentially would have allowed for at least the variance request we saw, I think, in November, October.
Do we go backwards and tell him that it's
Yes.
possible now? Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Is that just under consideration? Oh, it's under consideration. Is that going to be for third stories too, for R4 or R1? I reverse them. Whatever the ones where you can go to 3 stories.
It would. It would just as long as they're within that setback on the same footprint. Or I mean, excuse me, as long as they're on that existing footprint, they could.
I'm remembering a woman that wanted an addition. Are you talking about the man that was speaking for the woman or the woman?
It was a separate. It was. I think he was an attorney. The address escapes me. It wasn't the woman who came who had.
It was on what?
Is it the one with the deck?
Was it?
Yeah, he had a deck out the back, and we started talking
Yes.
about
No,
his
there was a woman
pipe.
on East Hazelhurst, I think.
Not that
no?
one.
Not her.
Okay.
Right.
No, she wanted to build outside of the existing footprint,
Mhm.
build significantly back behind
That's right.
Yeah.
the house.
Okay.
It could have
I'm
helped
starting to
her
remember
to
all
a
that.
point, I think, but this doesn't encompass everything that she was asking for. So I'll keep you posted as those get to council and the Planning Commission. Correct. So I think that's all. So I don't know if it's appropriate to close this meeting before we get into the workshop.
Yeah, that's,
anything else from anybody before I close the meeting? Okay. Meeting is officially closed. Upward and onward.
All right. I'm going to turn off the microphones because I don't